to graft. Wait for it to come in there. Okay, so we're live on YouTube at the moment. Still to go live on Facebook. Just don't say anything derogatory about your Prime Minister.
Or Foreign Secretary.
Yeah, you might get cancelled though.
He might get visits.
Yeah, you might. First they'll cut your internet off. Then later, okay, we're live.
I've been there, man. I know.
Really? Okay, we're live. We're live everywhere. Let's kick it off, boys. And apparently, it's episode 58. Getting close to that 60 year.
Getting that magical 60 number.
Yes, when you talk about 60, I'm not that nervous about turning 50, but turning 60, different story,
That
dude.
was like when you were turning 30, you were thinking, oh, when I'm 40, it's going to be old. And you get there, it's like 50's the old. And then when you get near 50, it's like 60. What happens when you hit 90?
Well, probably by then I'll be dead.
Well,
I would have gone to meet my maker.
you'll be frozen in some box somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me make sure that I'm recording here because I always forget. And then, like last week, there was no sound for me for about 5 or 10 minutes. You would think that after 58 episodes, I'd at least have this bloody in.
Is OBS Studio that tricky? Like,
So, this is the Windows 10 conversation. Okay?
yeah.
So, if I unplug. Oh, shit.
Oh, he just unplugged something.
No.
Don't unplug anything.
Don't panic. So what I do is when I'm working, like work,
Yeah.
I've got my laptop here connected to one of the screens, and then I connect my desk to my laptop.
Yeah.
And then when I'm in meetings, obviously everything's hooked up. But when I plug it back in again to my desktop PC, my private PC,
Yeah.
Windows 11 doesn't auto-detect my sound desk.
Okay.
So then what happens is then I open up OBS Studio and then it doesn't recognize my thing.
Yeah.
And then so what happened last week was I just upgraded to Windows 11 that week. Didn't realize that this was an issue yet. And then didn't check that in OBS that it was still using my desk as the source for the audio.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I didn't have any sound in the first. And
Yeah.
I mean, that hasn't been an issue before. So that's why all of a sudden it was an issue. Yeah.
But that's because you changed something drastically in your setup. Like,
Yeah, I should have done a slam, dude.
yeah.
Lester looks like he's frozen.
Yeah.
No, so
The bear abides.
sidetrack.
Nice t-shirt, dude. The bear abides.
Oh, yeah.
What does that
this whole
mean?
thing.
Where's that from?
Well,
Tell us the story.
So one of my nicknames is the bear.
You the bear.
Yeah, I am
That's the
bear,
first time I've
man.
heard that.
Well,
Where does that come
yeah,
from?
you had to be there, man.
Okay.
You wouldn't get it. You weren't there, man.
Yeah, it's a location joke.
Yeah, and then it's a mixture of Big Lebowski. With
Okay.
Bearded Bites.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway.
Not such a great story.
Not such a great story. Yeah.
Is there a twist in the end?
Is what?
Is there a twist in the end?
Is there a twist?
No.
Is it like a...
That's it. Sorry.
Oh, is that it?
Okay.
I could elaborate and make up some stuff that will really blow your mind.
Yeah, please do.
Never trust me again. Well, you know, I fought this bear once, and I got him to sit. You know, that's how it
Is that how you got the nickname the
yeah,
bear?
I mean, I was out hiking, came across the bear. It was a bit aggro. We had a little fisticuff. I gave him a nice little uppercut, which he stumbled back.
Yeah.
And I said, "Sit down, enough." And he went, "Oof."
Yeah,
There you go.
because you learned English at school, right?
Yeah.
I think sign language did it.
Okay.
Sign language is more international.
Right. Sign
Sit
language.
down.
Sit down.
Or
Yeah, I'll throttle you or thump you in. He's talking about that. I'd say,
and then I became a millionaire just selling merchandise.
you're a millionaire. You only tell us now? Do you have Bitcoin?
Well, you've never
Dogecoin?
asked.
I never asked.
Ethereum.
Hey, Ethereum.
Lester looks like a Ethereum man.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. So how was the week, dude? Because I mean, like 5 minutes ago, before we pushed the live button, you were like sounding rather down.
Well, it's been a hectic week.
Hi guys.
Full on week. So from a work perspective, I'll give it a 2. But there's other things, right? So I had my second COVID jab this week. So
right.
I'm entitled to start traveling again soon.
Oh, nice.
Well,
with your vaccine. Yeah, with your vaccine passport.
Piece.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to get probably vaccine passports at some point.
Yeah. You can whip out your yellow card from Africa. Yellow fever, polio.
Yeah.
I've got one of those somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
Because I was looking for it. I went to Kenya a few years ago, and they have a prerequisite for entry that you have yellow fever jab, like some countries. So I had to go and get this done in the UK because the one I had done when I was in SA had expired. I mean, they last like 15 years or something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some of those vaccines only last like 2 years, and you have to have every 2 years.
So
you have to go.
Yeah, you need to like go on hepatitis A, B, and C booster schedule. So it's like every 3 years or something. But like you need to go through like 3 rounds of vaccination to be completely immunized.
Yeah.
Had shots for ages.
Yeah. So like, are the guys already saying that you're going to get a vaccine passport? Do you get some sort of proof that you were vaccinated?
Yeah, I mean, I have an NHS app on my phone which shows my vaccination record.
Yeah.
And you've actually got I wouldn't say it's the passport, but you can already get like a barcode which can be scanned at border entry, which says who you are, when you were vaccinated, where, which flavor, that kind of stuff.
I saw on the news that Heathrow is like planning to fast track vaccinated people through the airport.
They have to, eh?
Okay.
Because the volume of air traffic has definitely picked up in the last few weeks, to the point where they're starting to process a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget the stats in the quarantine hotels. I think at the end of June there was like 100,000 people in the hotel at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So that just, there's others that are also coming in that don't need the quarantining. There's the volumes are going high. You know how busy Heathrow can be. It's ramping up.
Yeah,
so
Heathrow is huge.
They can't do the social distancing. They can't ensure a whole bunch of other stuff. But the other thing that's happening is on the 19th of July, which is just around the corner.
Yeah.
Because of the volume of vaccination that's been going on, the UK is scrapping a lot of their lockdown measures. So, I mean, it's quite extensive. I mean, even though we're getting 35,000 new positive cases a day, which is higher than a week ago when we talked about this.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're expecting it to go up to 50 and 100,000 over the next 6 weeks. People aren't dying as much.
Okay.
Right.
So, like, are they just like fast tracking the herd immunity now? They're just like, like everyone just get it.
We're going to get sick, but it's not going to kill you. We're not going to overwhelm the healthcare system. So we're just going to go with it. We have to get back to normal.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Wow.
So no more restrictions in the pub, no more face masks, no more social distancing.
Wow. And I mean,
it's weird.
So last week when we spoke, the next phase of vaccinations in South Africa was going to be the 50s to 60s, right?
Yeah.
And I was, people were asking me, oh, okay, when are you going to get vaccinated and whatever? And I was saying, geez, the rate we're going now,
September.
If not next year, because, I mean, they've been vaccinating since when? Since February.
Yeah.
February, March. And so I thought, geez, probably end of the year, if not next year, who knows? And they announced yesterday that this coming week, 35 and above can register to vaccinate. Yeah, so...
Register? How long do you have to wait, though?
No, well, look, in theory, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to register and you're supposed to get an SMS and tell you time and place of where to go. But up until now, what people are doing is that they just get vaccinated. They just get registered, and then they go to their local pharmacy or whatever that's holding vaccines and just say, hey, listen, I've registered, and they give them the vaccine. Because what's happening is in some places, there'll be no one coming. They've got vaccines. No one's coming there, right? People are going to other places and standing in queues and all that kind of stuff. So what's happened is people have just realized that what they can do is register, go to their local pharmacy and show them the proof that they've registered, and they'll vaccinate them. So that's the moment I'm vaccinated, I'm going to try and get it done.
Yeah, you should.
I mean,
you should.
vaccinate. Once I've registered, I'm going to try and vaccinate.
So you have to go. There's only certain places that you can get the vaccine, right?
Well, so what they've done, I suppose it's like you got the government sort of hosted areas where you can go get vaccinated. I know at one stage they set up something at the Mill Park Hospital.
Yeah, they still have it.
Yeah, and then you go in the car park and you stand in the queue, and they, vaccinate, ask you all these questions, and there's like a waiting area. You got to like wait half an hour after you've had the vaccine, so they can just check you okay, and all that kind of stuff. So I know people that have gone to those, but I know other people that have just gone to Dis-Chem, gone to the Clicks Pharmacy, even Discovery Health Medical Aid. They've got their own vaccination centers. So you register on the government system, and then you register on Discovery, and then you can go to a Discovery location, and they'll give you the vaccine.
Apparently, it's pretty quick.
Yeah, apparently it's pretty quick.
And is this a free vaccination? Do you have to pay?
No, it's free. Free for everyone.
Okay.
Free for everyone.
So I'm looking at the stats. So in South Africa, fully vaccinated is 1.2 million people, which is 2% of the population.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
And then at least one dose was about 6.2%, so 3.6 million. So a long way to go. But if I look at the curve of, this really ramped up from about like middle of May. It really ramped up on your side. So and it's getting bigger and faster.
It's because they brought private companies on board.
Yeah.
So they allowed Discovery to run their own vaccination centers. They allowed, Dis-Chem and Clicks to participate in the rollout of the vaccine, because like if it was up just to the hospitals, it would still be not even close.
So I wonder if other big businesses, other than say like the likes of Discovery, I mean like big companies, I mean, are they going to get involved as well? I would think that's because I mean they can, they'll concentrate on their workforce, getting them vaccinated.
I saw on the news that Sibanye Gold is going to try to actually obtain the vaccines and vaccinate the workforce.
That's a good idea. Yeah, because I mean, it makes sense, because I mean, those are the people that are like the mining companies. They're still operating. The guys are working in close proximity to one another. It's like quite a high risk environment.
Yeah, especially like deep level underground mines. You want your entire workforce to be vaccinated as quickly as possible.
Okay, so just because you're vaccinated doesn't mean you can't get it, though. You can still get sick.
Yeah.
But probably won't die.
Yeah, well,
so it's still days off work, because people work in close proximity. It is still contagious. You will still spread it like a rash.
Yeah, so but I mean, the thing is that you can still. Workforce. Yeah, but I mean, like, instead of, put it this way. First of all, you keep the same measures in place. Social distancing, sanitizing, still have the same protocols that you've got now, right? Just that that the guys that are getting sick, they're not like they're not high risk anymore. Yeah. So if they're going to be sick, sure, they'll be off. Because, I mean, think about it at the moment. They still... do a screening. Oh, your temperature's high. Okay. Isolation, go for testing. It's still going to happen. Yeah. But at least that your workforce is protected, and in the sense that if they do get sick, they're not going to, they're not going to succumb to it. I suppose is the other thing, because remember, there's so many implications. Besides the fact there's the implication of the impact on the business of people being constantly, put into isolation, getting sick and all that kind of stuff. But when you start losing a large portion of your workforce because they don't make it. I mean, that's got long-term implications because you're losing these skills. I mean, we've had some
Well,
high-profile.
on the upside, unemployment rates go down. Jobs become available. I mean, that's harsh to say.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. Moving along quite swiftly. Yeah, take the.
So I'm just looking. Okay, so I mean, that's all very well for the companies and the country and trying to find a way forward. I just look at all the stats. So the UK, as much as they're coming to an end in 9 days' time, at that point they're probably only going to have 60% of the population fully vaccinated. At the moment, it's about 51%, 52%, somewhere around there, and the volume of vaccinations is obviously still high. But they feel that's enough, because that's fully vaccinated. So there's still like 80-90% of the population is probably going to have their first dose as well. So the volume, the level of vaccinations is high. So that's the gamble they're taking. But I'm already seeing the side effects of this, right? So we still got 9 days to go before this new stage of our lives. People, we've got track and trace apps on our phones. Everywhere we go, we have to scan in when we go into a place. So if there is an outbreak, they can track and trace everyone who was there and isolate them and contain it, control the spread. People are like, nah. So what's happening is everyone's now deleting those apps, not signing in venues. They don't care. So it's going to be very difficult to track and trace.
Yeah, we've got the same issue here.
If people get sick, they're not going to go and get tested. They're just going to go, yeah, it'll be fine. I've had my vaccinations. I'm not going to self-isolate because it hurts me.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a long time before we see the back of this, even in our normal working days.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying to you last week, is that you've got this vaccination program that's been rolled out quite effectively. But you still got these high number of infections, and as you said, they're still going up. And the question is, how many people that are getting sick are not getting tested and are not part of those stats?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Can I ask a question? Why don't we just carry on wearing masks?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
a cultural thing, right? People don't trust what they can't see.
No. But it has long-term implications beyond COVID, right? So it's like if most of the population wear masks in public, then you basically break the whole flu transmission thing. You break any viral transmission of viral diseases. It's just a lot healthier for population. And I mean, in the East, it's also got a cultural perspective, like whether I'm sick or not in the public places, even before COVID, people wear masks because they don't want to infect other people, right?
Yeah.
Right? So it's why don't we just have respect for other people and just,
wear masks?
Wear
Well,
masks.
I must admit, I mean, and I'm touch wood. I mean, and I know, we in the middle of this whole COVID thing, but I have never been this healthy than during this period, because I haven't got a cold. I haven't had any sort of seasonal flu. I haven't had any stomach bugs or anything like that. I haven't been, the only thing I've suffered with is hay fever. So anything that I've, I haven't been to the doctor. The only time I go to the doctor is to go get a repeat prescription for, chronic medication or something like that. But I haven't been to the doctor for anything else.
Basically before COVID, I used to go to the doctor on average once in 6 months for flu developing into bronchitis or some sort of other viral thing that you pick up.
To you too.
It's
I'm
for the
glad
last
I'm nowhere near you guys.
for the last 2 years, I haven't been to the doctor because I don't need to.
Yeah, exactly. And so I suppose in the way there are positive things that have come out of this. Like you said, there's a case for continuing to wear masks
in public.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? I mean, it's good for everyone. You're not basically showing any disrespect to anyone by wearing a mask, right? It's more of a respect thing.
Well, I'm interested to see what's going to happen.
I agree with you guys. I can't see it happening.
Yeah,
People
well,
are
this
going
is
to
what I'm
start
saying.
ridiculing those who wear masks. Yeah, social, cultural norms will kick in. This is not Japan, right? This is not the East, where wearing a mask is quite the norm when you are sick. It's accepted.
Yeah.
Whereas everywhere else, nah.
He's talking about that. You see, the Olympics are supposed to start now, on the 23rd, right?
Yeah.
I see that they've issued a state of emergency or whatever they call it in Japan for the duration of the Olympic Games. I'm very surprised that they're going ahead with the Olympic Games.
They kind of have to.
Well, yeah.
Money have been spent.
The money's been spent. It's going to, and if you consider all those athletes and trainers and everything else, they've all been in these isolation bubbles for months.
Yeah.
So if they travel and just stay in those conditions and they do the testing on the day every day, there's no reason why it can't go on. As long it's when you bring the fans into it, that's a problem. But doing the Olympics without fans, it's not the same. It's not the same. I went to the Olympics when I was in London in 2012. Oh man, it was just mind-blowing. The volume of activity, the volume of people, the spirit, the mood, that whole electric environment.
Yeah.
And as a premier sports person, this is what you would be looking forward to, this moment. Because you train long hours, you go through the pain to get to this level, to compete at your best, that you're conditioning yourself for months. This is your reward. That whole atmosphere. You take that away, it's just another race in a pool. Because normally when you practice, there's no one around you cheering you on. So this is going to be the same. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It's not fun running in an empty stadium, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You need that crowd behind, that noise, just to push you forward.
Well, it's a virtual crowd.
A virtual crowd.
What
Yeah,
if it's a virtual crowd?
It's possible, eh? There's nothing wrong with it. Just play it over the speakers, man.
My company is sponsoring the Olympics, and they are talking about a lot of technological things that we're going to introduce to bring the fans closer to the sport, or to facilitate things in the stadiums and in the parks. And I'll probably elaborate on that more closer to the time when I've got more info. But
cool.
Yeah, if I look at what we did for other sports like Tour de France and that, it's pretty cool. Anyway, we digress.
But on that, just talking about Wimbledon is on at the moment.
Yeah, I can tell because it's bloody raining every day. I know when Wimbledon's on, it doesn't stop raining.
Oh shit, yeah. But there were a couple of matches where the people were playing and there was no one in the stadium. It just seemed out of place. But I do see on centre court and the courts around that there were quite a few. Basically it was full. No masks. Everyone's just.
It's one
back
of
to
the
normal.
test events that we have.
But they've cancelled the Formula One that's going to be in Australia later this year. They've canned that. And I don't know. I didn't look at the detail, but I'm assuming it's because of this whole COVID thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Australians don't mess around, eh?
Oz is very strict. If they pick up 100 new cases, they will lock
what do you mean
down the
100?
city.
Melbourne, 5 new cases, dude. They locked down the city.
Yeah, but lockdown 5 days. Everyone was up in arms. There was about to be riots. They don't know what lockdown is.
No. But listen, talking about
because the British and Irish Lions rugby are touring South Africa now.
Yes.
I say touring. They're there.
Yeah.
And I was watching them playing the Sharks on Wednesday. Empty stadium. It was weird. It looked like some, practice session.
Yeah. But did you see that the Springboks stopped practicing the other day because one of them tested positive for COVID?
Yeah. It's big news here because there's been such a build-up for this event because it was postponed and then it was going to be written off and then they were talking about moving it to Australia and then they were talking about scrapping it again and then it was on. And now it was a risk, and now here we are. There's an outbreak of COVID in the Springbok camp. The Lions are already in South Africa. They're already committed. They're already in their little support isolation bubble, only come out to play games.
Yeah.
If the Springboks continue to have an outbreak, the whole thing won't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I
I
mean,
just feel sorry for the Sharks, because the Sharks will just have to play like 12 games in 3 weeks because they're the only ones who can play them.
what's that? Best of
Thrashing
10.
after thrashing.
Yeah, best of 10. Yeah, I don't know. Jeez, that's scary. But I wonder if the Springbok team's being vaccinated.
Yeah, but
I don't think there's anyone there who's like under 40.
But that's what I'm saying. Because, I mean, drop the mic. Yeah. Some people are more equal than others. Yeah.
where there's money, where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So
even
did
if they
you-
got vaccinated last week, it still takes 2 weeks for it to have an effect, and that's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
one vaccination. So you're not fully vaccinated.
That's if you
Dude, I'm
do
worried
the-
about that dry cough, man.
No, man, it's the milk.
It's the hay
It's
fever.
lactose intolerance from the milk.
Oh my! You're in such a state.
I know.
Dude, what's wrong with you,
How
I'm
man?
healthy
falling
you
apart,
are.
man.
I never felt so healthy in my
My
life.
life. Google.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
Thanks, sir.
But
Very
you,
much.
you know how it was. It's like, you're flying on an airplane, or you I don't know, in the restaurant or in the shop, and then somebody coughs or sneezes, and like you don't even pay attention. Now, if anybody sneezes, it's like a gunshot going off. Everyone just takes cover.
Exactly.
Actually, I just
Exactly.
did that. We did that in the early days, in April, May last year,
Yeah.
when we were going around the supermarket. There was only restricted people allowed. You had to give distancing, and anyway, so I was with a mate, and somebody sneezed and coughed down the aisle, and he just went, "COVID! There!
Use emergency exit.
Yeah, exactly. Emergency exit. Yeah. It's like a bomb scare.
Gets rugby tackled by security and dragged off by a ponytail."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So listen, some news in South Africa. I mean, besides Jacob Zuma eventually going to jail, at least, well, for now it's only 15 months for contempt of court.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's it.
Yeah, but I mean, did you hear what he tried to do? So they convicted him of contempt because he was supposed to appear in front of the Zondo Commission, but he didn't. Right. So they convict him. They charge him and convict him in obviously an absentia for what? So what does he do? He appeals. What's the reason for his appeal? Because they didn't allow him to state his case, to defend himself against that. But dude, you didn't even come to the previous one. I mean, the guy's just trying to stall the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, of course, right?
I feel sorry for his
Smacks of
lawyers.
desperation.
From one side, on the other side, I think they found a gold mine.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know who's bloody paying for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oscar Pistorius. He's good. He's got a good connection with lawyer fees. Is that too soon? Okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I was just about
Yeah. That's rough.
yeah.
That's rough.
Yes.
But is Oscar in the same jail?
I don't know.
Jacob.
Isn't Oscar out yet?
Is he?
I don't know.
Ooh.
No. He's in 8 years.
I can just picture, like
out in 5 or something.
I can just picture, Oscar, Radovan Krejcik, and Jay-Z playing cards or something, for money.
Yeah. Anyway, so in news in South Africa, the Gauteng government lost 6 million rand.
Yes.
Okay? Did you hear about this?
This is
So they-
ridiculous.
So
Carry on.
yeah, well, but I mean, it's not the. It turned out that it was the provincial treasury that made the mistake of paying $20 million to Microsoft in Ireland instead of 20 million rand. So they paid them in dollars instead of rand, right? So then they had to try and recover the money. So they recovered the money, but they lost 6 million rand because of the exchange rate. I mean, geez. I mean, like 6 million rand. I mean, it's a little mistake, sweep it under the carpet kind of thing. Holy shit. But I mean, also the thing is like 20 million rand to Microsoft. For what?
I'm pretty sure it's like because, you know, like even government departments are using Microsoft.
Yeah, but this is Gauteng. This is not the whole of South Africa.
Yeah.
Jeez, $20 million, dude.
$20 million is a drop in the ocean.
That's a lot of license fees.
Yeah, that's a lot of.
I'm pretty sure like we pay 20 mil to Microsoft.
You know, like for Anglo.
Dollars?
No. Just for our company.
Yeah.
Easy. Maybe more.
Worldwide, maybe.
No, not even like
20 million rand.
Well, if you think about it, right, worldwide, you know, we'll have like what 10,000 people working for us.
Yeah, possibly.
10,000
Okay, but
people.
it's like what is call it $10 a license per person per month.
Yeah.
No, there's no way they're going to charge $10 for the enterprise license, top licenses. They will charge more.
Yeah,
It's
I don't know what
still
the
not going
costs
to reach
are.
it.
Yeah, I mean, 20 million rand is a lot of money, dude. And if they're paying Microsoft in Ireland, I would assume that it's for cloud stuff.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they would be paying Microsoft South Africa.
In fact, I'm pretty sure that 20 mil is just for the Azure.
Yeah, it must be because
It has
remember
to be.
Just
Because-
for the
Yeah,
Azure.
otherwise
Remember
you're
when
going
we
to be paying
started-
Microsoft South Africa. Yeah,
Yeah.
quite right.
because before the data center here in South Africa, that was the data center that we were using, was the Ireland one.
Yeah.
For us, for
Yeah.
0365.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, still, 20 million rand is a lot of money. $20 million. Holy cow.
But how can you
Sherbet.
make that mistake? It's like such a basic thing.
Jeez, I don't know, dude. I don't know. That's crazy.
Because it's all done on spreadsheets.
It's all done on spreadsheets.
Do you think
Nobody
it's-
checks the symbol of the
Of the-
currency at the
of the
top.
Maybe
currency.
somebody didn't
They
mistake
look at the
on
bottom
formatting.
number.
Possible. But I mean, the thing is that it had to go through three sort of entities. It had to go through the provincial
and
treasury,
nobody actually checked.
the actual cash book, and then also through the banking services. So,
And nobody actually checked.
clearly not.
Yeah.
Anyway, they recovered it.
Nobody asked the question. Isn't it a little bit too much?
Yeah. So 6 million rand would have got us 48,000
I'm
vaccines.
just trying to think here. So they would have got an invoice if it was going to be an island, then they're probably on the dollar. So the invoice would have been in dollars. So they had to pay that in dollars.
Well, I suppose the Azure costs are always in dollars, aren't they? Irrespective of where you are in the world, because
Quite often, yeah.
even for a
Yeah.
data center here in South Africa, you're
Yeah.
still paying dollars.
Yeah.
I think that's because of the volatility of the rand. It's safer to go in dollars.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Whereas
I
we
think-
don't here. We would pay in euros or pounds or.
All right. Okay. So So I would imagine they would have been invoiced in dollars.
Yeah, they would have been invoiced in dollars.
So that's you would think that yeah, exactly, they would have been making a dollar payment. But I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Someone made a mistake. The bottom line.
I think there's going to be more to the story down the road.
Well, look, I mean, obviously
We're
the
going to find out about other things that have happened.
Yeah,
Is there a
yeah.
commission behind this to investigate what happened?
Yes.
No, we need a commission.
Well,
You're right.
the
You're
DA is calling for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, we're a country of commissions. We're pretty good at instituting
Exactly.
commissions of inquiries.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how much money is spent just on this kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Like the Zonda commission that's going on at the moment. Every investigation takes, I don't know. I mean, they're still investigating the arms deal from the 1990s.
Yeah. And
Hey?
What?
you know what's amazing?
You're not going to find out anything more now.
But I mean,
no,
this
no.
is what Zuma's being charged for: is 700 counts of financial whatever indiscretions or whatever you want to call
Indiscretions.
it. Something like I can't think of the word. What's it? He's got 700 counts of fraud and something, financial something,
Misconduct.
misconduct. See, same thing. Anyway, but I mean, those are stemming from the arms deal from the 1990s. They're still investigating that. 20 more than 20 years later.
You know what's a weak point for every South African politician? I think like most corrupt politician can be nailed for tax. It's like it's such a easy thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
didn't pay tax for the last 10 years. Boom.
But listen, I see SARS is all of a sudden is in the news quite a lot.
Yeah. They're hiring a lot of people.
But it also looks like they're starting to clean up, because I mean they went through a bad phase where they were like really, really good at recovering tax money, and then they went through that period where there was a little bit of
A little bit.
corruption. A lot of
I like it. I like how you put it.
a lot of corruption. Excuse me, but it looks like they've cleaned that out now. The head of SARS now, it looks like he's cracking the whip again, because I see there's a lot of stuff. I see that they've issued letters to something like 250 wealthy people in South Africa, asking them to explain money that they've got outside of the country that they haven't declared. So they're starting to tighten the screws, which is good, because I mean that's where the country's money comes from. You know, the country unfortunately runs on tax revenue.
So when I saw that article, the interesting drop point that I drew for myself, I didn't know that SA was actually part of that international treaty that shares
Financial data. Yeah.
I didn't know. And it's like, when I looked at the list of countries, UK is there, obviously, US, Australia, Canada.
Which ones are not there?
Ukraine is not there.
Okay, cool. So we're opening up a bank account in Ukraine, dude.
But like Greece is there, like all obvious tax havens, even United Arab Emirates.
Emirates,
are there.
Okay.
And it's like where would you hide wealth offshore? Dubai?
Bitcoin?
Not anymore.
Haven't we been over this?
Not anymore.
Haven't we been over this? Yeah. Anyway, we digress.
Do the politicians have their tax returns publicized in South Africa?
No.
I don't think so.
Nobody has their tax returns publicized, especially the politicians. Because that would be like Lester, don't ask silly questions. It's like, if it's like...
No, okay. It's on the premise, right? So
Yeah.
So we were talking about SARS cleaning up their act, and that's great. And what do? They go and focus on the rich people. And I'm like, there's a bigger problem out there.
Yeah.
I mean, fine, you've got to focus on all of it. That's your job, SARS.
Yes.
But don't just do the obvious thing and go for the easy route and go and look where there's money, because where there's money, there's fire, kind of.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that they...
problems.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying.
No, you got a point.
I remember. It's okay. So, I have dual citizenship. I have 2 passports, and I went back to South Africa after I immigrated and did my tax clearance and all of that. I went to South Africa on my South African passport, and they interrogated me at passport control. They interrogated me, and it should be just going, I'm a South African citizen, here's my passport, coming in. Should be just a quick check and off you go. No. They held me up for like 25 minutes, interrogating me, asking about everything. When I left, what taxes did I pay, all of that stuff. And I was like, this is ridiculous, man. Then a few years later, I was going to go back, and I said, I'm not going to go through that again. I'm going to go on a British passport this time. Hell, what a different experience, man. They wave you through. They're like happy, because that's normally the passport control all very not happy there. I hate my life, hate my job. I'm going to give you a tough time because I'm not happy today. On the other side, where the tourists come in, woohoo! Welcome,
Party.
Come on in. Happy to have you here.
Welcome to like Hawaii.
Yeah, man. It was like
Aloha.
that. Oh.
Aloha,
Well, aloha. And I'm like, geez, I'm never going to go back on a South African passport again.
Yeah.
And I've got nothing to hide. And I just don't need this angst.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah.
So there's a lot to be said. Yeah, we're focusing on the wrong areas. Anyway,
moving along swiftly. Talking about electric vehicles, I see BMW's now announced that they're bringing out an electric scooter.
Yeah, not particularly excited.
Why not?
Did you see how that thing looks?
Yeah,
thing?
it looks like a normal BMW
no,
scooter.
No, dude, it looks like there's a seat slapped up on top
Well-
of the battery bank and a steering wheel. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I must admit that it's got like a bit of a bench seat. It doesn't look very.
It's a
they
bench.
didn't-
It's
yeah.
like a flat bench. You might as
Yeah.
well just put a battery pack, and put a chair on top of the battery
Battery
pack,
pack, yeah.
and that's it.
Stick 2 wheels on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I suppose design-wise, it doesn't. But look,
It's just longer.
yeah,
It still looks like a scooter.
yeah. But yeah.
But
I
how
would-
fast is this thing?
Well, this is the point. So it's got 31 kilowatts, which doesn't sound like a lot,
Yeah.
but it goes 0 to 50 kilometers an hour in 2.6 seconds. They didn't go 0 to 100 because maybe it takes a
The
lot
battery
longer.
ran out.
Yeah, the battery ran out. Yeah,
At 85.
yeah, at 85.
Once
yeah.
they reached 85, it just went flat.
But I mean, what I found quite interesting is it's got a liquid-cooled electric motor.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
We're
I don't
adding
know.
more weight here. They must have found a problem and gone, we need to cool this.
Absolutely, because apparently I think it's got the same sort of battery systems that are in some of their vehicles. Yeah, but I see they bring out 2 models. They bring out one which is 31 kilowatts and another one that's 23 kilowatts. But both of them are governed to 120 kilometers an hour. And I keep on thinking with all this electronic stuff, there's going to be a whole market for chipping these things,
Absolutely.
for bypassing these
Absolutely, for sure.
governed things. Yeah, you know, you can plug it into your computer at home and download some software and
Yeah.
cling.
200.
Yeah, 200 k's an hour. Yeah,
On the scooter.
yeah, 0 to 50 in 1 second. And no
Bluetooth
battery.
can't travel that fast, man.
Yeah, but what I found quite interesting is that they gave some information about the charging. So, if the bike is completely flat, to full it would take 4 hours, right? But you can buy an optional quick charger, which can get
It's
you.
always an option.
Yeah, there's always
Which,
an
of
option.
course, you're going to have to
You have
buy.
to pay for. Yeah.
So how much
then-
does this thing cost? I mean, I'm sure that's like 300,000 rand. Who's going
Well,
to
look,
that?
they're pegging it without the accessories. You look without the add-ons. You're looking at $12,000. So what's that?
For a scooter, dude.
Yeah. So what's that?
That is insane.
What is
That's
that?
the cost of a super bike.
You reckon?
For sure.
What's a
12K US dollars. That's the cost of the 600cc Yamaha
What's that in
R6.
rands? What's the exchange rate at the moment?
It's not good.
It's not good.
That's a lot
let's-
of money, man.
let's
I mean,
try that.
considering what you can get from a normal bike for that price.
You can buy a car for that money, man.
Listen, you can buy a car
Yeah.
for most motorcycles these days. You can buy a car, man. Hey,
Yeah, but the point is, who's the target market here? Who
170.
uses scooters? A lot of commuters use scooters in
Yeah.
the city, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Not in
fine,
South
but
Africa.
then what's the
Not in
price of a
SA.
normal scooter? I mean, they're fuel efficient, right?
Mm.
You're not really wanting to be a Hell's Angel on a scooter. It's there for commuting purposes.
Unless you're in France.
Well, then it's also cash and carry.
Yeah.
Actually, that happens in London. The scooter gangs in London that do smash and grab in jewelry shops and get
Oh,
away on
with the
scooters.
banditos.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like a British version of Hells Angels,
Yeah,
but on scooters.
yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, why would you? I mean, that's the point here. Your target market is those who would buy a scooter. But then if you're going to buy a scooter, would you spend this much money?
No.
No.
Your carbon emissions are obviously interesting.
Negligible. on
But I
the
mean,
scooter.
what other scooters are there?
Well, there's a BMW normal scooter.
Yeah, well, let's just see. Okay, not those kind of scooters. Let's say.
Although those would be cool, man.
Well, yeah,
Like,
well,
can you
I
imagine
mean,
cruising around town,
Exactly.
town on that.
Okay, so let's see. This is the C650 Sports. Let's see what's this price.
You know, I'm gonna get the price.
But I think it's yeah. I mean, the scooter model, as I said,
10,000.
is urban
11.
community.
11.
Call
Oh
it
yeah,
11.
10k, yeah.
Yeah. So it's actually not that much cheaper than the electric one. 2,000. It's 20 grand difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this
Lovely.
the start of all urban bikes being electric?
Well, listen, dude. I mean, like when I Googled it now, the first thing I Googled was scooter. And you know what came up, right?
What come up?
These electric scooters. No, like the,
Oh,
like
yeah.
Yeah.
like, what would you call it?
Yeah, it's electric scooter.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks like a manual one
Yeah.
that your kids would use, but it's got some power on it. Yeah.
Listen, have
Yeah,
you
those things, they're actually quite a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because
like-
you can hire them in, where do I use? Frankfurt.
Yeah, also
Yeah,
hide
they're
one in
like
Germany.
all over the place. And you just walk up there with, and they've got them in London as well to a degree. You walk up there with the app, you scan the barcode, it unlocks it for you, and off you go. Boosh. And you just park it where you get off.
Yeah. But I mean, wouldn't this be a better option than buying a $12,000 BMW scooter? Is buying one of these.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how long that's going to last, because these things, when I was in Paris a couple of years ago, and there was loads of these buzzing around.
Yeah.
And every hour you'd see someone smash into something and wreck this little electric scooter. So there must be, I don't know if it pays for itself. It can't do.
So-
the business model's going to fail.
Would you consider an unicycle? Like with one wheel. Like,
Yeah,
I think
no,
that would be
that's-
really cool.
That's what I was looking for. Have you seen? There's a guy that cruises around here in Randburg on one of these. What do you call those things, man? Look at a special name.
Unicycles.
It's like this. What's this? Electric unicycle. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Electric
I think that would be-
31,000 rand.
But I think that would be cool. I mean, you can reach a speed of
Jeez,
like
dude.
50 kilometers an hour.
I want to know, how does that guy stop?
But there's a braking system
No,
integrated. in it.
I understand, but have you seen how fast the guy goes through the
Yeah.
parking lot on this
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
If a car pulls in front of him, he's
But he can swerve. He can swerve very quickly, dude. It's like your turning range is just so much
dude.
shorter.
Yeah, I know. You're gonna kill yourself.
But the same argument can be made for the bikes. I mean, if you
Yeah,
only
but
use
I mean,
it like in
like a-
Europe, right, on a
Yeah.
cycling lane,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
you're pretty much sorted.
But this is what I'm saying is I've seen this guy in traffic.
What on
Through
the
London.
road?
Yeah, through
Man,
London.
that's insanity.
Through London. You know that road that went down from my old house to
Yeah.
to Emmerentia Dam.
Yeah.
You go down the road and you get to like a robot or whatever.
Yeah.
I've seen the guy cruising down there. The guy must be doing 60 k's an hour.
Wow.
Something pulls in front of him.
They,
He's got no way to stop. So
Is he wearing a helmet?
yeah, he was wearing a helmet,
Like
but
a
not
motorcycle helmet or like a bicycle?
cycling. No, like a cycling helmet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not you. You're just going to injure. You're going to cause an accident that's going to injure others. It's now illegal to ride an electric unicycle on the public roads in the UK. You can only ride your unicycle on private property or where you have the landowner's permission.
Shit.
So you've spent all that money and now you can't use them.
Exactly. And I mean, what's the but I mean,
Surely you can ride a unicycle in a cycling lane.
No, because you're going faster than a bicycle's going to go.
You can basically top the bike at like 50k an hour on a bicycle.
possibly. I don't.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. I'm trying to see what the you
not
see
in-
here.
not
This
in
max
urban
is like
areas, though.
50 k's an hour. It's got a 80-kilometer range.
That's pretty decent, dude. It's
Yeah.
like from here to Pretoria.
5 to 6 hours charge time. 140 kilograms.
I would say, because I used to have
waterproof.
like a Segway thing, right?
Yeah.
Retractable.
And it's the same concepts. And you actually use your calves and your thigh muscles a lot to try and control this thing. You don't want to do more than an hour on this thing. You're going to be in pain. You're going to start getting a bit stiff.
Should we try
So
one?
I think longer distances is going to be a problem.
Andrew,
Oh.
should we try one?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
No, but would you be really keen?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, let's try one.
So this one's got a what's this? Turbo inverter fan, adjust airflowing. What's that for?
Just to cool.
What's this low beam and high beam? Has got a light on it.
Yeah.
And it's also got a 20-watt woofer and 5-watt full frequency horn for acoustic enjoyment. So it's got a built-in sound system. Yeah.
So the one I had, which got stolen out of my garage a few years ago, I won in a competition. And yes, it has lights, it had a hooter, it had everything.
Wow.
It had a display so I could see how fast I was going. Yeah, it was pretty cool. In fact, I went on a Segway tour of Madrid a few years ago, and these things all had number plates. And I went on one in Frankfurt. They all had number plates and lights.
Oh, wow.
You were driving them on the road.
Sure. Pretty cool, dude.
Yeah.
Jeez, dude, I don't even have time to ride my motorcycle, let alone a flipping unicycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Maybe you're not
We
the target
digress.
audience. Yeah.
No. I think it would work for Europe, right? I would think it would work.
Yeah,
for
I
most
don't
of the
think
European
it's like, I
cities.
mean, scooters in South Africa is more like a, guys are riding Vespers.
Vespers,
Because
yeah.
old Vespers being done up, there's a vibe about that. But I mean, scooters, other than the delivery guy using a scooter or something like that, I don't see how like this BMW thing is going to be.
But this is not aimed at delivery guys.
No, I know that, but I'm saying the market here in South Africa is scooters are for the delivery guy. The Vespa scooter, the old scooter, whatever,
It's for the hipsters.
is for the hipsters or the guys, into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Where does this fit in South Africa? I don't think it does.
It doesn't.
Doesn't. Yeah. Even the normal petrol scooter didn't take off in South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beach fronts.
I think
Beach fronts.
Vespa's got this like
Cape Town.
hipster vibe
Yeah,
about
yeah.
you, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you pull on the Vespa, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I mean, I can imagine a guy in Clifton or Camps Bay or whatever having one of these things and he cruises off to go get coffee in the morning or have his breakfast or whatever on his scooter.
Yeah.
Maybe, and maybe an electric scooter. But I mean, it's not like they're going to be selling.
I don't think so. Like I
hundreds
think the
of these
guy
things.
I think the guy that lives in Clifton would cruise in his Jaguar.
His
you
Jag.
know, his Jag or
his
like
Porsche.
his Porsche 911, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not gonna cruise in the scooter to get some coffee.
No, look,
for
I
sure.
mean, I don't know. You might have these like. Anyway, we were talking about crypto early on. Just an
Yeah, what?
update on crypto. Remember the guy that lost his hard drive in the landfill?
There was a German guy, right?
It was
No,
actually a
this is
British
in
guy.
Wales,
British
wasn't
guy.
it?
Yeah, or
Oh,
something
okay.
like that. Yeah. So he
He-
lost
he-
his
he
hard
find it?
drive. No, but he's got someone to sponsor him to find it. So
Yeah, but he still needs the permit from the council to do that.
well, I suppose, but I mean the thing is that he's got someone to help him pay for the technology to try and track this thing in the landfill.
To
Technology
pinpoint
track.
it. Okay.
Yeah. So it
So
says
by
that
doing that, you're putting electromagnetic waves on it.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
already fragile state.
He's gonna
You never know it's
he's gonna
work.
fry it. Yeah. Anyway, so he's got this company that's gonna assist him. He's gonna use some X-ray scanning machines and some AI technologies to try and find it.
Okay, here's the
Um,
thing. How many hard drives and computers are in that landfill site?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think
Yeah.
a lot. I think a lot.
Yeah.
And how is he gonna know? Like hypothetically, he finds 100 hard drives. Like how is he gonna know this one is mine?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's got his name on it or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm just fine. I'm amazed and surprised that someone's prepared to pay to help him find it. I would imagine that they're saying, okay,
maybe
well,
it's a small
we have
landfill site. Maybe it's not like a huge municipal landfill site. Maybe it's
fair
like,
enough. Fair
it's
enough.
like a, I don't know, size of Leicester's backyard type of gig.
Oh, I don't know how big Leicester's backyard is.
Well, we've established I'm a millionaire, so
Yes.
and I know how to tame bears.
Yes.
So not that big.
Not
About
that
the
big.
size of your swimming pool.
Okay. Okay, that's quite a small landfill. That I suppose he could go through that damn thing by hand. Eh? He wouldn't need some X-ray machine to do that. Anyway,
I'll be
so
intrigued to see what sort of technologies they're going to use here, because it's buried, it's half buried, there's different depths and layers.
I'm sure
so
our
many metallic
geophysicist here
things
could
there.
assist us with finding
Yeah.
some
So
a needle and a haystack.
So
the issue
we're looking for a certain type of metal.
So the issue with the X-ray, right? It would work, but in very much near surface,
Yes.
right? So it's like you're talking about like maybe top 30 centimeters, right, of the surface. If you want to go deeper, you need to have some sort of active EM technique, which basically sends like an EM pulse and just measures the decay of the magnetic field in the object that it's basically interacting with.
But wouldn't that destroy the hard drive?
No, it's not like the wavelength of the EM field is not the same as like
the stuff that's deposited on the
it's not the
hard
same
drive.
as for example sake as the microwave, for example.
Yeah.
Sake.
Yeah.
That's like really high frequency.
Is this the same tech they were using in South America when they discovered these hidden Mayan cities deep in the forest?
Not quite. No. So like,
because that must have gone beyond the trees and into the ground.
Yeah. So like, it's going to be very difficult to like actually detect that. I think what happened was somebody just came across an indication that there might be something here, right? And then they basically did like advanced GPR work that they do on archaeological sites and just mapped the place out. I don't think it was any like regional level techniques where the guys were looking for, let's say, a copper deposit and then they accidentally found a buried Mayan city. It's not like one of those.
Yeah, but
unless that city was
the
like
models that they did, you see the roads, the houses, the layouts that they had.
So the bread and butter technique for that is GPR, ground penetrating radar. So same techniques that basically used to characterize like historical grave sites and like ancient map outs, like ancient infrastructure still buried underneath the surface. GPR is bread and butter, right?
So we can use that here?
Yeah, for sure. But it's not going to detect the hard drive. It's like it's not going to give you like a 3D
It's going
image.
to tell you how deep this landfill site is.
Not even. So the GPR is like relies also on the frequency of different antennas. So like the wavelength of the antenna, the deeper it's going to go, but the coarser is the imaging. So the higher the wavelength, the better is the imaging. But it couples with like metallic objects. So it will pick up anything metallic, and it can be thousands of metallic things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're gonna have this like
yeah,
big signature.
So the second
there's metal in just about everything in a landfill site.
So
exactly.
the
Tin cans.
The second thing, well, not the second thing, the third thing that the guys could use is a standard metal detector, that the guys are walking around with on the beach looking.
It's just going to bleep at the first
all the time,
centimeter.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll follow that story and see how that pans out.
I don't think the guy's going to give up. He's got a lot of incentive not to.
Well, I mean, with 300
support at the moment.
Yeah. Yes.
He's got the financial backing. He's been talking to various experts about, even if he can find it, how easy is it to recover?
Yeah.
Let's follow this. See where it goes.
Follow it carefully. Right. Well, we're coming up to the hour, so I don't know if you've got any interesting days of the year for us, or what happened on this day in history.
It's quite quiet. It's National Kitten Day for your cat.
Oh, lovely.
He's got a dog.
He's got a dog now?
His cat is a dog.
He calls my cat a dog. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the only purring dog in the world.
No, I had a cat who was like a dog. You could take it for walks.
Right.
It always come running to say hello like a dog would.
And if you said the walk word, would it get all excited? Oh,
yeah.
Excuse me.
No, don't let it keep you up.
Yeah,
what you need is...
I don't know what happens whenever we do the show. I'm
when it comes to 2 o'clock on the dot,
when it comes to on this day, I just like,
jeez, dude.
But
maybe it's lack of oxygen.
But there's something very consistent about this pattern, right? And it's like every time on Saturday at 2 o'clock, right? Andrew's like energy levels just
drop,
goes down.
What happens when you get old?
You think it's an old age?
It's my nap time, dude.
Today is not an exciting day, but tomorrow is National 7-Eleven Day.
Wow.
Cool.
Do you get 7-Eleven in SA? I can't remember.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, you do.
We do. Yeah.
There used to be a lot more of them.
Yeah, I don't think
There used to be like a BP chain.
Yeah, yeah.
So quite often, you get free Slurpees in a 7-Eleven on this day. So have a look out
Well,
for that.
our 7-Elevens are not like 7-Elevens overseas. They like
What, they're more like
they're just
Sparks.
like they're just like a convenience store that you would like see at a petrol station.
Yeah, they would be attached to a petrol station.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah,
They're not that many BPs left.
BPs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's a BP?
British Petroleum.
Yeah.
What, the petrol station?
Yeah.
Petrol station, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, listen. I mean, our convenience store is it the same in the UK? But I mean, our convenience stores are quite a thing. You know, like the garage petrol station convenience stores. Because we've got like a lot of them have like hooked up with particular chains. So
They have
is it?
Wimpies.
Yeah, they'll have Wimpies in them. They'll have
McDonald's.
Woolies, Food Stops. They'll have
Yeah.
what's the other one? Pick and Pay, Express. What's the other one? There was another one.
Yeah, I mean, we've got similar. It
Oh, right.
depends. I mean, so my nearest petrol station links with Costa Coffee chain. It's more like the original petrol station shops from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
The Shell Select shop and all that. You know, so
Yeah.
you get your basic necessities and, you know, whatever you need in a hurry. But yeah, some of them have grown. So you get associated with various coffee chains. I think all of them partner in one way or another with the different brands. KFC in some of them, Burger King in some of them.
Yeah.
Yes, the Waitrose, which is the Woolies equivalent in some of them. Yeah, the local pie chain. You know, sausage roll and pie shops. Yeah,
Nothing better than a good sausage roll, dude.
There we go.
Yeah. Pie and
Except I don't
coffee.
really like the sausage rolls.
Pie and Coke. Pie and coffee. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right.
No, so
7-Eleven?
there's not a lot happening. So 7-Eleven is tomorrow.
Cool.
What happened on this day in history? New Zealand took on a new currency
Oh,
in
excuse me.
1967.
What,
Yeah,
the New
scraping
Zealand
the
dollar?
barrel. The New Zealand dollar replaced the New Zealand pound. There you go. Now you know. On this day in 1967.
And
the
why?
Greenpeace ship.
Why
Remember
did
the
they
Greenpeace
do?
ship? Because of their self-independence, right? Away from being
A
under
British
the Queen's rule.
colony or
Yeah.
what? Yeah. Yeah.
The
Greenpeace?
Greenpeace ship Rainbow Warrior was
Yes.
sunk on this day in New Zealand when it was bombed and sunk, killing a certain one photographer
Why?
who was aboard at the time. Well, because I mean the Greenpeace ships are always confrontational, right? If you look out in the Japanese waters, they're constantly interfering with whaling actions there, which is all good, and they are aggressive. They will just bang you and all sorts of things. It's aggressive. These ships are not small.
Yeah.
But
But
sinking
then
a ship.
it was bombed in a harbor in New Zealand.
By who?
Well, it was found out later that French government operatives were responsible for the incident.
Yeah.
We're like, what? Didn't see that coming.
Why? Why? It's like, this is a bit excessive, isn't it?
Yeah. Sounds like mercenaries to me. But
So-
I mean, I would expect it more from mafia types because they're interfering with their shipping business or their fishing business that they're monopolizing, or the Japanese whaling fleet.
Yeah.
You know, that French? What?
Yeah.
I think maybe it was something to do because the French did a lot of nuclear bomb testing in the South Pacific. So maybe it was something to do with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Okay.
so
Okay.
I mean, you
here's
know
something. So
about
tomorrow. So that was today.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is a bit more interesting.
okay.
What happened on this day in Johannesburg in 2010? Tomorrow, that is.
World Cup
World Cup.
started.
The World Cup
Awesome.
final
World
Yeah.
Cup
was in
final.
Joburg on this day tomorrow
Yeah.
in 20. Yeah,
Lovely.
11 years.
Lovely. Yeah, geez, there's a blast from the past, though. 11 years ago. Geez, I can't believe it's gone so quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, talking about Greenpeace. So, you know about, you heard about Sea Shepherd. They were in that Seaspiracy.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Becky eventually watched the whole documentary the other day. And I mean, it gets
And
quite
she's given
gruesome
up.
quite gruesome towards the end. Anyway, so she watched the whole thing. So then she says to me the other day, she was
no
thinking.
more seafood.
Yeah, well, no, exactly. She's decided that's it. She's not
Ocean
eating fish
basket is
anymore.
no more.
Yeah, no more salmon and all that kind of stuff. So, and dolphin safe tuna. But then she says to me, she was thinking, she was like, looked up to see what it would be like if you could volunteer for Sea Shepherd or whatever. And they said, yeah, sure, no problem. The only thing you have to do is you pay for your flights to wherever they are, where you get on the ship and fly back to your home. That's what you pay for. But when you're on the ship, they, like
That's what you're
covered. Yeah, you've got a cabin and, they feed you and all that kind of stuff. So she said, no, that's fine. So and they've got the menu there. So she goes and she has a look and it's vegan. So she
Yeah,
says,
there's no fish on the menu.
no, I'm not going.
You got any calamari?
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, but their ships also look quite. They look like navy ships. I wonder if the Sea Shepherd guys. I mean,
It's like
looks
a
like
patrol boat.
Yeah, it looks
Patrol
like a
boat.
pirate. Looks like a pirate ship.
No, it looks like a patrol
Check
boat.
that.
One of the Greenpeace, I don't know how many ships they got. It used to come to London once a year to get overhauled, maintained, and restocked and shipped out again. And they used to park opposite my office. Yeah, you just don't get a sense for how big these things are. I mean, this thing was parked up next to a building, and it stood, considering it's in the water at ground level, the top of the boat was like 4 or 5 stories up.
Wow.
It is built for heavy seas.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of gear on top of there. They've got a couple of cranes. They've got, submersibles. They got other
Radars.
Boats. It's sophisticated.
So the Sea Shepherd Captain Paul Watson says, I call what we do aggressive non-violence.
Aggressive non-violence.
Non-violence. Yeah.
Is that like thinking I'm going to hit you in the face, but not actually doing it?
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. Crazy stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Freaky.
And then tomorrow is also the birthday of Robert the Bruce.
Robert the Bruce.
Scottish king. Think Braveheart and all of those things.
Yeah.
There we go. And the year is 1274.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
We're tracking birthdays back that far. Actually, if we're tracking birthdays, I mean, on this day in 138 AD, it was the death of Hadrian, the Roman emperor. There you go. That's how far back my database goes.
Your database.
Wow. I mean, did he die just like please tell me he died peacefully, like at sleep from old age? He wasn't like poisoned, stabbed, or like hanged or something like that.
Adrian was quite aggressive.
Adrian! Oh, I just keep on thinking of Rocky.
What? What? I didn't hear that.
Adrian.
No, what happened to him?
Adrian!
He died.
Yeah.
How did he
It's
die?
a Rocky movie reference. Here we go.
How did he die?
So,
by the way?
he's a Roman emperor, right? And he made lots of enemies. I suspect he didn't die peacefully in old age and he sleeps surrounded by virgins. I doubt that happened.
Crazy. Right, on that happy note, I think that brings us to the end of another episode.
Enthralling.
Enthralling,
yes.
yeah.
I know what you're going to do afterwards.
I said to producer Bex, we need to
Yeah.
up our game again.
What? Become vegans?
Yeah, maybe. no. Up our game in content for
Okay.
the show.
Okay.
Are we going to do another Coke test? See if we can
COVID
do
test.
better
Yeah,
this
COVID
time.
test online. Yeah, Coke test. Yeah.
Coke test.
Yeah. Okay. Catch you next week.
Cheers, everyone.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Say good night.